Okay, people. I know many of you probably wondering what in the heck is happening here. Uh, I am trying to help you with all these assignments you've been getting, and I'm noticing on Study Island, many of you are not doing them. So that's a problem. But on the other hand, I kind of understand because you're probably like, this is kind of hard. Blah, blah, blah. Well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some of these assignments with you, and I will try to help you get some of these main points, try to go through some of these questions with you. And if you have questions, uh, click on the I don't even know what the heck I'm doing. If you can do the comment thing, I don't know. But we'll figure it out. So I'm gonna start with this assignment that says the basic principles of US government. Okay, this is what I want to start with. And before I get started, though, I hope everybody's doing okay. Um, I miss you guys a lot. I miss seeing you in class, and it's crazy we're not gonna have school the rest of the year, but we're still having school. Okay, people, we're still having school. So I'm out here in my backyard with my dogs, Jamal and Jayhawk. I'd show them to you. Here, take a look at Jamal and Jayhawk. That's what I'm talking about. They're savages. So anyway, so I'm gonna kind of hit through some of this stuff so that you can better understand what's happening here because we got some very important principles here with the basics of our government. And I'll start with looking at some of these questions. And the first question would be, following the American Revolution, some colonists were concerned that the Native Americans threatened the western frontier of the United States. What part of the preamble best addresses this issue? Well, if you go through the reading, all right, and it would probably help before I get going anymore. You might want to pause the video and get something to write with. Get some notebook paper. Uh, you want to write some of this stuff down so that when you go back into Study Island and do this, um, you'll be able to, do what you got to do. So basically, what we're talking about is if you look on your explanations, and I don't know if you had a paper, if you had a paper copy, that would might help. If you have a printer at your house, print off the assignment. Maybe that would help. I don't know. I'm just trying to do whatever I can do to help you guys. Okay. Well, what you're talking about is we're providing for the common defense. So what happens is that we have to be able to protect our citizens. And in this time period, they thought they needed the protection from the Native Americans. Okay. They're at constant war. They're pushing the Native Americans out of their lands, and obviously they're going to have a problem with that. And so basically, you're talking about setting up this idea that the government's job is to protect its citizens. Okay, now here's the thing with government now is that we have a lot of times our government doesn't quite understand what its job is. Yes, our government is protecting citizens. Look what's going on now. This coronavirus thing. What's our government trying to do? Protect. Protect us. Okay? But we have a lot of people that think the government's job, by protecting us, they supervise us. Okay? So there's a difference between protecting and supervising. So you need to be able to understand the difference. Yeah, we have a lot of people that are saying, hey, we should be able to have church because we want to protect our right to assembly. Well, yeah, I get it. Okay, that is in the Constitution, we have the right to assembly. But what we have to understand is that there's something called a social contract. And I know that's not even in this, but social contract is that we agree to abide by the laws that have been set because we are the ones that voted the people that are in there that are making laws. So if we vote for the people that are making the laws, then don't you think that we should agree with the laws that they make? Does this make sense? Hopefully it does. So we have a social contract that we will abide by the advice that our government gives us to protect us. Now, do we need the government reading our emails and doing all this other kind of stuff? I mean, that's all gets very political. Okay. But the government's main job is to protect us. And I honestly believe that's what our government's trying to do right now. Trying to protect you. They're trying to protect you from being in a school building with, hundreds of other kids and we're all very close and getting sick. So that's what it is. Now, this is in terms of military protection, and I kind of changed that, but that's what it's talking about. Okay, protection for citizens. All right, now next, what we got here is I'm just kind of gonna go through some of these high points here. Limited government. What is it? Okay. Well, limited government is this idea that our government cannot rule like a king. Okay, basically, at one point for most of world history, people were ruled by a king, and they actually had this idea that the only one that had power over the king was God. So basically, the king answered to nobody but to God. Okay, so that's not how it is in the United States or most of the civilized world now. The answer to the people, and the government has rules, and that's when we get into rule of law. Even the people that make laws have to follow laws. That's what rule of law is. So nobody is above the law. Do you understand this? Okay. So this is where we get this idea of limited government. All right. And then we have, okay, let me kind of switch gears a little bit. Our you know what a democracy is. I hope you know what a democracy is. Okay. And a democracy is a country that is basically ruled by the people. Okay. The United States is not a true democracy. If we had a true democracy, everybody would have to vote on everything. Okay. And a country of, well, if you've been watching the census, which, I'm one of those nerdy people that have been watching the census, we're up to about 330 million right now. So you're looking at a country of 330 million people voting on every single thing. It's just not possible. So then what do we have? We have republicanism. Okay. Now I'm not talking about political parties. Okay. Republicanists, this is the idea that we have a representative government. We have people that we vote for who then go and vote for you. So we vote for president, we vote for uh, House Representatives, we vote for Senate, we vote for governor, we vote for local. It goes on all these different levels that we vote for, and these people are representing you, and they speak for you. And then there's another piece to it. It's called federalism. Now, federalism is this idea that, well, it's not an idea, but there are different powers assigned to different levels of government. The United States has certain powers that the states cannot do. Example, Arkansas cannot declare war on Mexico. Okay? Arkansas cannot create its own money. Can't have Arkansas dollars. Okay? Um, so what you got here is this idea that states have their own say in some issues. Example right now, people keep asking the president, why are you not making a national mandate for stay at home order? Well, guess what? He's letting the states do their own thing. He's letting the states decide how they want to handle this. He's letting local governments decide how they want to handle this. The president's been criticized many times for not doing this, when in actuality, he's following the Constitution. He's allowing the states to make their own decisions. Okay? Sorry, my dog's barking. So, this is what federalism is. You have different levels of power, and each level has different things that they have power over. Okay? So, our nation is not just a democracy, it's a democratic, federalistic republic. That's what our nation is. Now, recap, what's the definition of democracy? Ruled by the people. What's the Republican part? Representative. What's the federalism part? There's a separation of powers to different levels of government. Okay. Now, and that's a really important thing for you to understand. Okay. If you're going to be a future American voter, you need to understand these simple, basic things. Now, um, here's what I want to do. I'd really like for you, if you have questions about a particular part of the sign, I'm not going to go through this whole thing. I mean, I could talk about this thing for a really long time. Okay, but if you are having some type of a question about one of the answers, or I'm not going to just exactly give you the answer, but I will get you there. Okay, now what I do think is that there is a way on this YouTube thing that you can type in things, and then I will respond to it. And then the thing that's nice is that everybody can see it, so I don't keep getting the same question over and over and over and over and over. Okay, so I hope this goes well. I really do. I don't. This is the first time I've ever tried this, and if it's crappy, I'm sorry. Okay, but I'm doing it because I love you guys. Okay, I do. I love you, and I miss you. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to shut the video off here. I hope that this little bit that I explained to you was helpful. And please, if you have questions, type them in, and I will help you. Okay. Now, remember, this assignment was the basic principles of U.S. government. This is what this one is, and then I will do each assignment that I've posted on there and give you the kind of the gist of it. So, all right, kids, I love you. Hope I get to see you soon. As of right now, the AAA can't be in the gym until May 30th, so hopefully that won't get extended. But I'll keep you guys posted on what's going on. So, all right, be safe out there. Bye.